Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and as you probably know by now, as part of the 2018 midterm elections in the United States, a Democrat won the U.S. Senate seat that was on the ballot in the state of Arizona, with Kyrsten Sinema beating the Republican in the race, Martha McSally. Now, on paper, that is technically a flip of a seat from red to blue, but in all actuality, nothing's really changing. See, the state of Arizona already had a liberal representing it in that Senate seat in Washington, D.C. for the past 6 years. His name is Jeff Flake, and he lies to his voters by putting an R next to his name. See, what we have seen time and time again from Jeff Flake is that in Washington, D.C., you know what's the most important? It's not the wants of his voters. Screw that. That gets shoved to the back burner, even though, of course, that is the only reason he is in D.C., because the voters put him there to do what they wanted. That's the reason he's getting to make his cushy six-figure salary year after year. Nope, see, that's not top priority for one Jeff Snowflake. Instead, what he cares about, opposing President Trump, his mortal enemy. He's one of those rhinos who just absolutely cannot stand the commander-in-chief, even though President Trump has been leading what is an incredibly successful time for the United States and an incredibly successful time for the Republican Party, which Jeff Flake claims to be a member of. You see time and time again, Jeff Flake just goes out there talking about, oh, what a terrible person the president is, and we need to oppose what President Trump wants. No, that's not your job, Jeff. Your job is not to oppose the president of your same party, a president who is so incredibly popular among Republican voters. I mean, what's the guy's approval rating among Republicans in any of the polls that you look at? I don't really take him for a lot, but time and time again, the polls keep showing upper 80s, lower 90s for percentage of favorability of President Trump's performance among Republicans. Yeah, he's the most popular guy in your party, and you know why? Because the things that he's fighting for are the same things that your constituents, that true conservative voters, the people who put Republicans in charge in Washington, D.C. in the 2016 election, it's the things that they want. It is exactly what we want. That is what you're supposed to be fighting for. But time and time again, it turns out, nope. Saying that I resisted and obstructed the president along with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. That sounded like a little bit more appealing of an option to one Jeff Flake. I guess it really should have come as no surprise whatsoever that now you've got Jeff Flake, the quote-unquote Republican, going on MSNBC, a fake news leftist network where all of his friends work, to go talking about how, oh, President Trump, when he ordered all those troops to go down to our southern border as we're dealing with a crisis, as we're dealing with foreign migrants trying to further invade our country, as we have these caravans coming, caravan after caravan of people who are trying to make bogus asylum claims, people who are trying to illegally enter our country. And you know what President Trump said? No, we're going to toughen things up down there. We are not going to let this happen. We are going to enforce our borders. We're going to enforce the laws on the books, like any common sense individual would. Jeff Flake, nope, that's a stunt. That's a real stunt the president has going on. You know what, Jeff Flake, you might not give a damn about your constituents, because guess what? The state of Arizona is right down by the southern border, and that's where a lot of those illegals end up. They end up being a financial burden on your constituents. They end up being a heightened security risk for your constituents. You might not care about your constituents down in the state of Arizona, but fortunately, President Trump does. And I am sick and tired, and I can only imagine how sick and tired the people in Arizona are of all of the crap that you've been putting them through. And fortunately, you're not going to be around in Washington, D.C. much longer. And oh, if you are serious about that whole 2020 presidential run, because, oh, we need to offer Americans a Republican alternative to Donald Trump, yeah, I hope like hell that you run in the primary, because I look forward to watching your self-inflicted humiliation play out on a national stage. That's all the time that we have for today, but tune into the John Muir Show each and every weekday, 8:40 a.m. on WTAQ, 9 a.m. on WSAU and WHBL. The guy who normally shoots the videos, the guy that's down in Nashville living it up right now, he has to come back to reality tomorrow, and we'll be back to normal. Until then, I want to thank PJ for doing such a great job recording the videos. He produces the show and does a great job every day. Great job on the videos these past few days as well. Till next time, I'm out.